back, and we've got it available right now. Chad Allen's joining me. He's gonna tell us all the scoop. And Chad, you know, I love this because a lot of us don't really wanna touch everything so much anymore.
Exactly right. And quite frankly, just not having labels on your bottles is sort of an in-trend interior design trick. So you notice in all the celebrities' homes in the magazines or the expensive homes we were talking about last night, Suzanne, when you get the bottles with the labels, I mean, putting it in something sleek and nice is also an interior design trick. But hi, everybody. Welcome. My name is Chad. If you haven't met me before, I represent a lot of Bell and Howell items here, a company that's been around over 110 years and here for a decade. And we're sort of replacing all of these things you have to touch with the pump, or maybe you have a dish detergent and you're trying to get the last little bit out. Well, leave it to Bell and Howell to innovate our lives with an automatic soap dispenser. I'll go through the features because it pumps up through the bottom. So you're going to get every last drop, and you fill it from the top. So you never ever have to like try to flip it around and make sure you're not spilling it everywhere before you do it. You leave it right on your countertop. You fill it with the gigantic hole on the top, so you're not worried about like getting a funnel, nothing like that. And then you put that silicone ring right in that hole and close it back up. On the very bottom is one on-off switch, and then what you're going to notice is it's battery operated. So you don't have to worry about wires or drilling into your countertops to get that really expensive, fancy, automatic soap dispenser. Not at all. But as Suzanne will tell us, and I pointed out a little bit earlier, we buy these things normally for soap or maybe sanitizer, but you can put your face wash in there, your laundry or your dish detergent in there. Here's a sponge. So if this was on my kitchen sink, all I have to do is put my sponge right underneath there, and I get the perfect amount of soap to wash my dishes. It really is convenient because I touched it now, but when it's on my countertop, I never have to touch it. So the kids, the husband, they come in from outside, the garage, the shed, their hands are dirty. You're like, don't put your hands all over my bar of soap. Don't put your hands all over my bottle to get the soap out. All you have to do, Suzanne, is put your hand underneath it. It's automated, just like there. It's automated, and the soap automatically dispenses. And if it's too much soap for you, pull your hand away. You don't have to leave your hand there, but it will stay on for 2.5 or 3 seconds, or until you pull your hand away when you get the perfect amount.
Yeah, I love that too. I'll tell you one thing I have a problem with, Chad, when I go to wash my dogs, it's always like I'm trying to hold the dogs, keep them in the sink, and then I'm trying to get the soap and squirt the soap on them, and it's kind of a hot mess. I like the idea that I can hold on the dog, get the soap really quick, and be able to wash them up easily, as opposed to trying to do this rigmarole around them while they're squirming because they don't really want to take a bath. Anyway, I love this too, because let's say you've got kids at home. I think all kids are kind of fascinated with automation. So if you really want to teach your kids, hey, you really need to wash your hands a bit more, this makes it fun. And also, Chad, you know what I love? You don't have the mess. If you've got one of those traditional pumps, it's always drippy and it builds up and it always kind of looks bad. I like the fact that this is clean and, as you said, neat. There's not a bunch of labels. It's very sleek. And quite frankly, guys, you get 2 of these. Now, the last 2 times Chad has been on the air with this, it's sold out. It did not have free shipping. So this is the perfect day to grab a couple of these. And also, Chad, I have a lot of my friends who are now slowly going back to the office or to work. I think this would be exceptional if you're a little nervous about that, to even install these in the bathrooms, maybe at your office or your cubicle area where you work, and use them that way, or use them as hand sanitizer stations, because this is and becomes a personal hand sanitizing station, just like you see when you go to the groceries, although it's even smarter. And by the way, that's what I'm using in it currently. We have the True Wash. This is available. It's 64 ounces. That's what I'm using. It's filled up inside here, and it's an alcohol hand spray sanitizer. So if you want to have your own home sanitizing station, or maybe it's at the office, or maybe your desk, or wherever it's busy and you're in, then I think this is such a perfect thing to go into it. It works beautifully. And Chad, my challenge to you was, hey, you know, what can I put in this? And you said basically it's a liquid, it can go in there.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. Hand soap, face soap, your facial soap. I'm just going to ask you to avoid big beads. You know, some of those, like don't use like Dermapeel or something like that from skin, because it has micro beads, and I don't want that to get caught in the mechanism. You understand. So any sort of liquid, soap, sanitizer, and you're getting 2 individual boxes inside of your shipping, your shipping box. So that means you really can take one to the office, or give one to mom or the aunt or the niece who's maybe somebody's going off to college, and you're like, listen, I know you're going back, but take this with you so nobody has to touch your soap. And something you just pointed out, whether it's thick or thin, you're in complete control the whole time. This is a, for dishes, this is a pink dish soap. As I do this, you'll notice when it's done dispensing, it's not dripping. It's not dripping at all. You're not making any mess because there's actually, I'm going to show you one that's not full, there's a silicone tip on the very bottom. So that silicone tip where it's coming out, it actually squeezes when it's done to make sure nothing else continues to drip and get your nice granite countertops all dirty or disgusting. You don't want that. That's the problem I actually have with some of those disposable bottles like this that we pick up. When you pump and then you notice it like sort of drips down the bottle and onto your countertop, and then you got to like scrub it to get it off if you don't get it right away. Not with this. All you do, whether it's your hand, a sponge, a towel to wash your dishes with, that doesn't matter. It will automatically dispense. I did not move it. And look, it stops dispensing. So the minute you pull your hand away or 3 seconds later, it will no longer dispense. And then if it stops dispensing, it probably means it's time to change your batteries. Not time to call an electrician. 4 AAA batteries go right in the bottom. On off switch, that's the only thing. And then it is illuminated. So even if it is a little dark in your kitchen, when you activate it, it illuminates. And then don't forget, you take off that little silver cap. Sometimes that tricks people, Suzanne. They see that silver cap, they think it's a design feature. It's actually your lid. So you take that off, and that's where you fill up your soap, sanitizer, face wash, anything like that. And you are getting, yes, a 2-pack in those individual boxes. So
okay,
perfect
so
for anybody in your life.
My clever
Yes.
crew had another liquid they wanted to put in there. That would be the alcoholic type.
Vodka? Yeah,
Vodka.
I knew it.
It'd be a little shot, put a little shot, and go, I'm good.
It is 3, you know what? That's so funny. It does dispense for almost 2.5 to 3 seconds. That's a shot. You're right.
We got some creative people here at HSN. Anyway,
Yeah,
Chad,
creative.
yeah, wink, or very thirsty. It could be one or the other. Chad, we got to run.
Right,
Thank you,
right.
baby. It was good seeing you again, as always.
Good to see you too. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I mean, we're being silly, but this really does make a ton of sense, guys. And I like it too, because you actually can